In my last video, we learned how to add fractions with same denominators. But how do we add fractions that have different denominators? Well, in this video, I'll try to help you learn how to do that. First, I'd like to note that when we add fractions with same denominators, I find it easy when we add them horizontally. However, for adding fractions with different or unlike denominators, I find adding them together easiest when we do it vertically, like this. So here we have two fractions that we want to add together. As you can see, they both have different denominators. This denominator is a 2, this denominator is a 5. So how do we add them together? First, we do it horizontally, as I said. We need to find a number that both 2 and 5 can go into. It can be any number as long as both 2 and 5 go into that number. If you pick a really large number, then we might have to reduce the fraction later on down the road. So the best thing to do is try to pick the smallest number that you can think of that both 2 and 5 fit into. If you can't think of the smallest number now, that's fine, because as I said, we can always reduce the fraction later on. So let's pick a number that both 2 and 5 go into. Off the top of my head, I can think of the number 10. So we'll write this down. 10. 2 goes into 10 and 5 goes into 10. So the next step that we need to do is now multiply the denominators by the number that gets them to the number 10. So 2 goes into 10 by multiplying it by 5. 5 goes into 10 by multiplying the 5 by 2. So what we need to do now is do the same for the top. Whatever we multiply the bottom by, we need to multiply the top by the same. So in this situation, we multiplied the bottom by 5, so we need to multiply the top by 5 as well. In this situation, we multiplied the bottom by 2, so on the top, we need to multiply it by 2 as well. Now we just multiply across. 1 times 5 equals 5. 3 times 2 equals 6. So now we have changed the fractions into fractions with like denominators, 5/10 and 6/10. And the way we add these two together is the same way that we add any fractions with like denominators together. We do it horizontally. So 5/10 plus 6/10 equals, with like denominators now, we know that the denominator is going to be the same, 10. And now we simply just add across. 5 plus 6 equals 11. So our answer is 11 over 10. However, we can simplify this fraction because this is an improper fraction. So how we do that is by saying, how many times does 10 go into 11? It goes into 11 one time. That leaves us with one number left over because 10 goes into 11 once. So 10 minus 11 minus 10 equals 1. That leaves us with 1 left over, and then we just simply bring down the same denominator. So our final answer is 1 1/10.